Probably the biggest story of the week in terms of like substance, maybe. News outlets lied about Trump's comments in Georgia. The Washington Post has added a lengthy correction to a bombshell report from early January that had said that President Trump told Georgia's top election investigator during a phone call to find the fraud and that they would be a national hero if they did so. 2 months after publication of the story, the Georgia Secretary of State released an audio recording of Donald Trump's December phone call. I think this was released to the Wall Street Journal. The recording revealed the Post misquoted Trump's comments on the call based on information provided by a source, an anonymous source. Trump did not tell the investigator to find the fraud or say that she would be a national hero. Instead, Trump urged the investigator to scrutinize ballots in Fulton County, Georgia, asserting there would be dishonesty there. He also told her that she had the most important job in the country right now. It's entirely one thing for one news organization to claim they independently confirmed a scoop that was wrong from anonymous sources. It's another thing if multiple news outlets, MSNBC, CNBC, CNN, claim they independently confirmed a bogus scoop with anonymous sources of their own. The first can be explained as an error. One time source is wrong. The others imply that the corroboration is of the story by one source that is duplicitous. In other words, it's the source for all the other stories. They're not corroborating the story. They're corroborating the source, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, the story is from one person who might be lying or have ulterior motives or be completely made up. They're corroborating the story because it's coming from a person who's saying the same thing. But they don't ever ask them, hey, by the way, are you the guy that said this? Or were you the source for those other news organizations like CNN? And like, is that you read that source? I can neither confirm nor deny such a thing. Sorry, gotta go. Bye. It's crazy. Like, how many times have there been instances where people have criticized CNN? Fox, anyone, any news organization, Fox, let's go for it. You know, let's keep it even. Hey, anonymous source. Well, who's your source?
You're very quietly listening to all this BS, quite frankly. And did you listen to anything McMaster said today where he said, I was in the room, that didn't happen, nothing inappropriate was shared? You're basing all these allegations off of one or maybe two sources, which CNN reports. Two former officials knowledgeable of the situation confirmed to CNN the main points of the story. Two former officials. Tell you what, come out, name those people, then we'll have something to talk about.
One, we protect sources. Two, it's not just CNN. It's Washington Post, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, CNN, ABC,
yeah, but who
NBC.
are the sources?
Carl.
Who are the sources? Oh, because they're hiding behind this anonymity.
Oh,
and that's what we're seeing.
Please, do not even start with me that you're just going to attack sources.
Okay, so
that
what
is
about,
ridiculous.
so are you saying McMaster is lying?
I'm not saying McMaster is lying.
Well, he didn't really answer the question.
He didn't answer the question.
He said nothing inappropriate was shared.
He said, no, that's his opinion.
That would be,
but that's his opinion.
You cannot attack.
Yeah.
Do not attack the stellar reporters of CNN who have their sources and would protect their sources.
Stellar reporters of CNN that I am going to attack right now and say, guess what? I don't believe them because they're staying anonymous. If they stand behind this story, come out, face the camera.
Can I just say something?
All they've been doing is facing the camera, Carl.
The people who are in that room?
We have anonymous sources. We protect them for real reasons. So the information that is important to the public can get out.
Happen? I mean, those were anonymous sources. Was that not a real story?
I'm saying that there's
anytime there's been an anonymous source, but seriously, so Watergate, it was all a lie because it was anonymous sources.
It was a trial.
Right.
Yeah. Carl, you're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself, your party, and your country. You should not be doing this. You're a better person than this. I'm ashamed for you. This is not the discussion we should be having. This is a serious moment in our country's history. The President of the United States has been accused of and has admitted to sharing highly sensitive information to the Russian government. To not only the Russian government, but to a known Russian spy.
Let's deal with the facts. H.R. McMaster today confirmed when he was speaking to reporters that that Trump's aides, after the meeting, went to the NSA and the CIA to ask about classification of information that that Donald Trump discussed. If there was no problem with what Donald Trump discussed, why was Tom Bossert going to speak to the NSA and the CIA afterward?
Well, since you so nicely pointed out that I do understand classified material, after a lot of these briefings, there are a lot of calls over to NSA, to the DOD, to find out if anything was classified beyond what they talked about. So guess what? These calls happen almost every single
H.R.
time.
McMaster says, I don't really know why.
So these calls sometimes happen after a lot of.
You can just make them up. Why don't you reveal your source? And they're like, how dare you? How dare you? I don't do that. I do not do that. I don't do anal. It's like that. It's like no one goes back there. No. You have to marry me. I want VS1G, 2.5 carats minimum if you want that backdoor action. That's what it is. It's so ridiculous. It's sacred and it's unfalsifiable. But in this day and age, why could you not just make up, like, journalistic integrity doesn't exist. The editorialization of the media, like op-eds are front page news. Why can't they just make up the anonymous sources? Why don't they just have like a revolving door of fake people? Like, they even have some like fake integrity system of their own where they have 10 sources they just rotate as the anonymous source for different articles. It's made up. Why not? Like, it's just a fake thing to make themselves give themselves like plausible deniability or something. Well, this source here, I don't know them, and it's almost like Secret Santa. Just rotate around. Someone gives a story. Hey, I got a story for you. Okay, take it. Good. All right, the source is going to come. You don't know who it is. Envelope. There's going to be a candy cane. Oh, you're welcome. And that's it. Like, why not?